Zoom. Choose me on Facebook. Darien, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
We're good, Takira?
Yes, we're good.
We're good. Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Facebook family. Thank you so much for joining in with us. We are so happy to be with you today. I just want to, first of all, welcome our, well, shall I say, my co-host, Mr. Kira Swine.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, hey. And of course, before we introduce our guest today, the guest that we had yesterday, Archbishop Ralph Dennis, oh my God, he set the tone for 2021. So when I get the opportunity, or shall I say, when I get the chance to type up the points that he gave us for 2021, you will definitely be blessed. So I'm going to ask if you would go back and share that information, read it for yourself first, and then go back and share it. We are also on YouTube. So when you look for Trophy of Life, check us out. And of course, share and share and share and like and love and all of that good stuff.
Yes.
I tell you that. Well, it would be good if I said, did I say my name? I don't think I did.
I think so.
Let's do that. My name is Portia Wheatley. I am Portia Wheatley, and I am the president of Trophy of Life. I'm the founder and the president of Trophy of Life. We are the action of hope and encouragement. That gives me great pleasure to have that task assigned to my hands, and I'm just blessed. I am just blessed to be a part of this, which is acknowledged as Project 365. This is 365 days of messages of hope, encouragement, and inspiration. So I already know that job is so much bigger than but I agreed to step into something that's bigger than me. So when I do that, I know God will provide those individuals that will help me to manifest the vision. And one of those persons, according to what he's given me, now that sounds like I was being deep and spiritual, didn't it? According to what he's given me, um, that the even though yesterday we tapped into the spirit, the spiritual man, but today we are going to tap into the body, the natural man, and we definitely know that goes together. Can't have one without the other. And my guest today, or shall I say our guest today, is Darien Dennis. He is a personal trainer, and I'm gonna let him share what he wants to share about himself, but he's gonna really bless us with information about the physical body and his professionalism as a personal trainer. Oh, let me say this, and if you see my shoulders,
you get in trouble for that back in the day.
oh my God, I'll be going to hell in back in the way back when. Oh my God. But thank you for freedom, Father. Thank you. But you got it, Darien. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate this opportunity to share. I got into fitness when I was, let me see, it was probably, I was 37 going to be 38. And how old am I now? Yeah, I was 38, going on 39. That's what it is. And the young lady I was dating at the time, who was my now wife, she insisted that I go to the doctor to check out my chronic headaches. It's like, you kept having headaches. She's an RN, by the way. And she kept saying, you gotta get that checked out. You're too young to keep having these headaches all the time. Something's wrong with you. And so when I went to the doctor and they did all your blood work, just your normal, just running through your physical. And when they got to taking my blood pressure, they said, "Oh, you're at stroke level. You have a stroke any day now." And she, she's lauding, she's so proud of herself.
That's okay, Michelle. That's the way you're supposed to do it. I got
you. She was so happy. She was so right that I was going to have a stroke. But they immediately put me on 2 different medications. And I know most of the people know that in my other career singing, one of the medications made me cough terribly. I mean, all day long. And I went back to the doctor. I told him, look, I can't take any of these. I'm too young to be on these medications. Give me some time to get my numbers down. And that's how I got into fitness. I started working out. I changed my diet. And my numbers, because it is hereditary, my numbers are still elevated more than normal, but they're not stroke level anymore. So that's how I got into it. So at maybe 3 to 6 months after that, changing careers and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I said, I love working out. I would love to give other people what I had and give them the knowledge that I had. And I actually started training people before I got my certification at this company called Forever Strong out in Fulton. And from there, I got my certification and I've been into it ever since. Wow, so between being contracted with Forever Strong, I also have my own company called Fit Temple, where we do virtual and semi-private training as well. Good. So that's how I got into it. It was pretty much, it was going to be life or death for me. Because they said that could have took me out at any point because my blood pressure levels were so high, and I had no idea. Besides the headaches, I didn't know. I was like, I got a headache. I'm taking some aspirin.
Yeah, solid killer.
Exactly. So thank God for Michelle, and thank God for the doctors, and thank God for fitness.
Amen.
That's how I got into it. Yep. So still on me?
Yes, you
got
just
keep going. All
yes, right. Roll on.
So with that said, let me back out of that. I think one of the most important things, even beyond getting to the fitness piece, to me, it's an overall health piece. In that if there's no reason for you to go out and go to a gym or pay $10 a month and go to Planet Fitness, if you are not having also a drastic change in your diet. They go hand in hand. There's just no way for it to happen. If you're having things like chronic illnesses or diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, anything like that. Exercise does help, but diet helps more. And they help even more together, work in tandem together. So I'm gonna give you a few statistics, and this is one that shook me, and I just heard this within the last 3-4 weeks. Between African and American women ages 20 to 49, 20 and older, I'm sorry, 20 and older, African American women ages 20 and older, 49% have heart disease, 1 in 2.
Wow.
That's an epidemic. That's half. And then it says only 1 in 5 African American women believe that they're at risk. Just like me, I didn't think that I was at risk. Only 1 in 5 think that they're at risk. Only 52% of African American women are even aware of the symptoms of a heart attack. And only 36% of African American women know that heart disease is their greatest health risk. That means a third of the audience that's watching right now knew. 2/3 didn't know that they are in risk of a heart disease. This is some more about some chronic diseases in America. 6 out of 10 people in the U.S. have chronic illnesses. Chronic illnesses, things like heart disease, cancer, lung disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, or kidney disease.
Wow.
6 out of 10 people in America. And it's 4 in 10 adults have 2 of these diseases.
Wow.
4 out of 10 have at least 2 of those things. And again, that's heart disease, cancer, some kind of chronic lung disease or breathing disease, maybe something like asthma, something like that, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetic, or a kidney disease. Mm-hmm. And then why do we have these things? We have these things because of our habits. Smoking, tobacco use, poor nutrition is the second thing. Lack of physical activity is the third thing. And the last thing is excessive alcohol use. Okay. And the thing is, all of these things go hand in hand because all of these things add to a very sedentary lifestyle. Overeating, over drinking, lack of, you like being on the sofa, it's all social things. Smoking cigarettes and all of those things all add up to all of those chronic diseases. You're more susceptible to getting those chronic diseases. So what do we do about these things? We have to look in order to try to change our habits. So the first thing that I would try to do is increase your water intake. That's easy. That's something that we all can do. That's that's something that we can do. That's easy. And have at least for women around 2 to 2.5 liters a day. That's a lot. It's a lot. It is.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But start small. It's a lot. And for guys, 2.5 to 3.5 liters a day. Okay. And it does take some time. It does take some getting used to. You're going to take more potty breaks than you ever did in your life once you first get started. But it helps everything. Think about that your body is 70% made up of water. So you're literally drinking health. Now, all water is not created equal. You really want to have, there's water out there. You want to drink water that builds up the alkaline in your body, alkaline water. That's what you want to have. Because if you have water, excuse me, if you have water, which it sounds like I need right now, that that can build up mucus in your body. So you don't want to drink things like tap water. Definitely don't want to drink things like tap water. You have to look at the pH. And there's studies. You can go on YouTube. There are studies on which bottled water that you can get that has more alkaline properties in it. There's a study. So there's, and I don't want to name any brands, but you can see it once you bring up the study. But some brands are really, really oh Lord, I'm forgetting the term that I use. Acidic, really, really acidic. And there are some brands that are really alkalytic. So you want to go towards the alkaline water to be at least above 8 pH or so. Okay, something like that. There are also little devices that you can put on your faucet at home that you can buy that makes your water alkaline coming out of the faucet.
Mm-hmm.
So also, I know there are certain supermarkets. I go to the particular supermarket that can give you alkaline water into any kind of jug or device and that container that you want to bring in, and it's like 13 cents a gallon. So it's
Is
available.
that
It's
something that
available.
you can find online? The
Yep.
places where.
So where I go to Mom's Organic Market. Mom's Organic Market, all of them have a water dispensing thing, and they also have the jugs and things that you can take that you can purchase as well. But once you purchase the jug one time, you go back. It's only 13 cents a gallon once you go back. Once you buy the container. So that's something that we could. That's why I'm saying that's kind of an easy change that you can make. It's inexpensive. It doesn't take much to do that. Increase your water take. The second thing that we're talking about, that I'll talk about, is more eating less processed foods and more nutrient dense whole foods. Now I struggle with that all the time.
You say nutrient what?
Nutrient dense foods. Mm-hmm. Yep, foods, and I would also put slash with that whole foods, because a lot of people do a lot. There are a plethora of things of veggie burgers and things like that out on the market today, and people think because I'm eating a veggie burger that I'm eating vegetables. You're not. You're eating processed food. It's just processed. It's processed so much to the point where the health content of it's pea protein. It was peas at one time. Now it's a veggie burger.
Yeah.
Now you put cheese on top of it and ketchup and all of that kind of stuff. So it may not be as calorically dense. It may not give you it make you feel way down if you're eating beef in that aspect, but you're still eating processed foods. It's just processed vegetables. So we got to look towards eating more nutrient dense foods, but also whole foods, whole vegetables, and fruits, obviously. And to me, that's where I get a lot. I get a lot of my whole foods in. We got apples and bananas in the house, which I love having those in the house, and it's easy just to grab and go. So water, nutrient dense and whole foods. And then getting in, this is the piece that we want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, getting into at least 20 minutes of exercise, of movement a day. We got to get moving. Now, some people think that means you got to get into the gym and get into a trainer. It's going to cost me money. I'm from I'll give you the entire spectrum from, you can just start with walking. Just go to the mall and walk around for 20 minutes. People will be surprised of the health effects of a brisk walk for 20 minutes and what that can do as far as your cardiovascular health and your overall health. So you can just start there. If you can't move and you feel like, oh man, I'm old and my knees are hurting and this is hurting and I got bunions and all this kind of stuff, just start walking. Just put on your favorite pair of Chucks. Get your girlfriend, get your dude, get your homeboy, and just start walking.
Darren, you're talking to several generations. What are Chucks? Mm-hmm. What are Chucks?
Sneakers.
The sneakers. Just put some
sneakers on. For me, they could be heels.
Whatever shoe you want to choose, whatever shoe of choice, and just start walking. Or if you go to church and shout all day. Just start moving. Just start moving and getting your body moving. That's the most important thing, getting your body moving, getting from this seated position that we're in all day. And that's the other thing. A lot of people work in office positions where 9-10 hours a day, this is what they're doing. Mm-hmm. This is what they're doing. And when they go home, they cook, they eat, and what they do, they lay down this way. And there's no activity throughout the day. And and we wonder why. It's like, oh man, my weight is just keep picking up. I don't eat that much and all that kind of stuff. We're not moving. We're not moving at all. We're eating we're drinking what we drink. A lot of people, I'm sorry, y'all, I know I'm all over the place because when I get here,
it's fine.
A lot of people don't consider also what they drink in their calories. These drinks out here, you think you're doing good because you picked a Welch's juice instead of a soda. Turn that bottle around and look at how much sugar is in that juice. And it's as much, in some cases more, than what's in a soda. You gotta read the labels. You have to read the labels. We can tag that onto the nutrient dense foods and whole foods place. You gotta look at the labels of what you're doing. And especially people do not consider what they are drinking. Alcohol has a lot of calories into it, lots of sugar. It breaks down into sugar. That's what happens. That's how the body breaks it down. It breaks it down into sugar, and it's a lot of calories. Okay, so look at your sodas, look at your juices, look at your Minute Maid mixes that you putting in the picture. And my dad loves to load the sugar up in his half.
I saw that. I saw that.
You want your sugar to spike up? Listen, I'm telling you, drink my dad's half and half.
But it is good though.
It is very good. And I'm not saying you cannot have these things. You should not have them every single day for several times a day. That's what it should be. And that's when you start to see your health start to deteriorate. And you're not even sure why. Everybody's not supposed to have cancer. Everybody's not supposed. It shouldn't be 6 in 10. 60% of Americans have one of those 6 chronic health diseases. And that's a shame. And that's a shame. And that shouldn't be the case. I had one of my clients write me, typically at the end of the year, a lot of my clients, they bring Christmas gifts and they bring cookies and cards and things like this. And one of them wrote a 3-page letter to me. When she started working out with me, she was on cholesterol medication, diabetes medication, and blood pressure medication. And she's been working out with me for a year and she's off all 3.
Wow.
Good.
All of them. Now, does she look like Jennifer Lopez? No.
But she's healthy.
But she's healthy. And that needs to be the goal. I know a lot of us have physique goals when we start going to the gym and we don't start to see results. And that's what discourages and we stop because we have the wrong goal in mind. If you start working out, you start walking, you get your membership to Planet Fitness or whatever it is, or you contact a personal trainer like me and you start to work, it's going to take you at least 60 to 90 days to see a body difference. 60 to 90 days of consistent work to see a difference in your physique. It's going to take that. So you have to be patient. You have to be patient and you cannot leave out the dietary changes. You cannot do that. So once you start with walking or, working out on your own or getting with a personal trainer, what you want to do for those who are overweight and they want to lose weight, or you are clinically obese or anything like that, what you want to start to do is get with somebody and calculate a caloric deficit. What that means is that you have a certain amount of calories per day that are calculated for you that you need to stay within. That will help you, as long as you stay active, lose the weight. Okay? Lose the weight. So it's like for me, for all of my clients, the first thing I do with them is I figure out what their goals are, whether that's a physique goal, whether they just want to feel better, whether they have, maybe they just had a recent knee surgery and they just want to, get some rehab in and start to move better. One of the first things I also do for them is I calculate for them a caloric deficit for they can stay within a certain amount of calories per day with their food. And that helps lose weight. It gives you a target. Now, the way they track that is through an app called MyFitnessPal. It's developed by Under Armour, and it's called MyFitnessPal. And you can download it on your phone, Android or iPhone, whatever you have. You can download it on your phone, and you can put in what your caloric target is for the day. And all you do is put in what you eat for the day. Man, I just had a glass of orange juice. Put that in there, and it takes away from your calories for the day. Oh man, I had 2 eggs with an English muffin, and you put that in there, and it'll actually bring up the size, how you prepared the eggs, what you put on the English muffin. If you had butter and all that kind of stuff, it's very, very intricate. So MyFitnessPal, it'll help you stay within a caloric deficit. The way I calculate that is, and I know this is going to sound real sciencey, but it's not complicated at all. There's something called a BMR. What BMR stands for is basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories we burn if we don't do anything per day. If we just laying around all day, we do burn calories. We're burning calories right now. Even though we're sitting here, our body's still doing things. Our heart is pumping, our blood is flowing, our body's burning calories. We're expending energy right now. So at rest, we burn a certain amount of calories There's a calculation that I use. But we want to get our caloric intake under our BMR, so we start to see our weight drop. We start to see our weight go down. So you have an amount of calories that you burn every day, just sitting there. You're working out, so that burns calories, and then you're staying in a caloric deficit. It have more calories, and then that's how you start to see the pounds go off. You have to burn more calories than you consume consistently every day. You have to burn more calories. You have to be more active, and you have to eat less. That's the formula. Be more active and eat less. And there are plenty of things, and people kind of get a little nervous about changing their diet, but you get so much more. You can get much more volume eating healthier foods. You can eat a big bowl of salad, and be full off of that, as opposed to getting a value meal and you're hungry again 2 hours later. That's where the trick comes in. The food, the convenience food, and all of that kind of stuff. That really, really gets us into trouble, because what that salt and that sugar does, that's really in those processed food, it makes you hungrier. It makes you hungry. That you get satisfied for a moment, and about 2 hours later, you're like, man, I should have got 2 of those. Matter of fact, on my way home, you know what I'm gonna do? Listen, I've been there. Yeah, I was a drive-through junkie. I did it all the time. That's how I ate. That's just. I mean, that's what it is. That's how I ate. So So are there any questions or anything? Are we caught up? I know I said a whole lot.
Now, Kira, you want to go first?
Yes. So I'm glad we're having you on today, because, usually when the beginning of the year starts, everyone makes these like fitness goals. Can you kind of give some suggestions on making some realistic fitness goals? Because I know a lot of times, let's say I'm like, okay, like for example, I need to lose weight, I need to get healthier. And I say, okay, I want to lose 80 pounds. But even if that's the truth, if I say I want to lose 80 pounds, like you say, you get discouraged easily because you don't see it like in the first week. So are there any suggestions on helping or what people can do to make more realistic goals to keep them motivated and continuing to do better?
Sure. I would do a couple of things. Talk to a trainer and get some realistic timelines on what's possible. Make sure that you get into your caloric deficit, and anybody, and I'll give my email. I'll do that for anybody for free. Y'all can just email fittemplebaltimore@gmail.com, and I'll calculate your caloric deficit. Anybody watching, we can put that email up there and I'll calculate it. I'll just need a few pieces of information from you, and I can calculate that for you. And it doesn't take me any time, and I'll gladly do that. But the biggest thing is to make sure, if you talk to a trainer or talk to anybody, be realistic about your goals. The thing is, you will see incremental changes, but you got to be consistent with it. Don't expect to work out. This is what I see a lot of people do. Like, they work out 2 times in 1 week. They look in the mirror and they like, wait, I don't see nothing changing. My arms are still flapping down here. Like, what is happening? And it's so discouraging, because you're like, I worked so hard. But you don't realize, like, let's say you were working out. Let's say you worked out in the gym for 45 minutes. You probably worked hard, really hard, for about 15 of those 45 minutes. The rest, you were probably coasting. You probably coasting and doing things. But think about the rest of the week that you were doing anything. You spent an hour out of that whole week, and you think you should see results within that month. It's like you've been working out 2 times a week and not very hard. You kind of been faking the exercise. We do it all. I do it sometimes. You kind of just going through the motions, going in there. You on the treadmill, and you walking, and you watching, and you talking on the phone. There's a lot of different things there. So you got to be realistic about the work that you're putting in to see what you're going to get out of it. But I would say for people who are losing weight, listen, grab a pair of jeans, the jeans that you can't fit anymore. Give yourself 30 days. In 30 days, I'm going to fit in these jeans like I used to. The little wins, have that little piece of encouragement. Yeah, you're not all the way to the 80 pounds yet, but you lost 2 inches off of your waistline. Hey, that's progress. So you gotta get those little battles and keep those little battles up for encouragement. Like, oh man, this fits different. This fits different. Or oh man, somebody at work noticed that, oh, you thinner in the face. That's some of the first times people notice things like that. So enjoy those little wins along the way, before you win the war of the 80 pounds. But enjoy the 1 pound, the half a pound. That's progress. That's progress.
That's good. That's really good advice. Also, now I have been trying to increase my water intake. So I have my alkaline water that I drink, but I have this water bottle here. And I was told, you got to drink like a gallon a day. You drink half your body weight in water. And I'm like, well, listen, I got to take baby steps because I'm one of those people. Okay, I drank half a gallon this week. Like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. But I have this little water bottle that has like motivational, like sayings and times, like to try to keep me going. And also, I think it's helpful if you have like a partner or someone that you can be accountable with to do it with you. Because I know if you don't live by yourself, even if you do live by yourself, a lot of times it's hard to make changes and you're the only one doing it. So to have like a partner to encourage you. And and my other question is, for you personally, for your personal fitness, do you do personalized workouts for people who, I guess, let's say they have like bad knees or bad hips and they can't, they can't walk far distances right away? Do you work with people like that?
Yep. So I can work with anybody who can lay down on the floor and get up and stand up. If you can do that, I don't care if you got a broken arm. I've worked with people, and this is kind of the culture of the place that taught me at Forever Strong. And shout out to Kelly Scott and Tim Stewart, who really, really took me under their wing and taught me a lot of the stuff that they know. If you can get down, if you lay down on flat and stand up, I can work with you. I've worked with people that had boots on their foot, people that they're going through chemo at the time. People who have they can't lift their arms over their shoulder because they have frozen shoulder and things like that. People who've had recent ACL injuries. People that had 2 hip replacements. One of the strongest guys I work with right now had 2. His most recent one was last October, and he's back to almost. He's stronger than me. So anybody, as long as you can get on the floor and get up, even if you're using your hands, if you can lay down and get up, which is pretty much anybody, I can work with you. With that accountability piece, I wanted to kind of go back to that. That accountability piece is super important. It's more fun when you go into the gym, you got somebody with you. You got somebody pushing you. My brother likes to work out with me because I won't let him slack. Like it's like, man, why are you lifting that? That's too light for you. Come on, let's grab that. It's fun to have accountability. It makes it more fun. We're social people. There's some people that are introverts that don't mind working out alone, but most of us really like to have the company. It makes it more fun in the gym. And it's not such a tedious thing, and all that hard work, you feel like beat down after you leave, and it's fun to keep the mood up. But they also should hold you accountable as far as your diet is concerned as well.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I wanted to make sure now the information that we get in January, this is so important for our lives to come. So this is a pattern that we can look at and participate in for the remainder of the year. So individuals that are coming on Project 365, especially in the month of January, are those individuals who set the tone for the year. And if you do have some physical goals that you want to meet, this is the perfect share that will get you on that right track to do that. Darren, I know you're comical in much of what you share on Facebook. So give me a little bit of, I was talking to Kira, we were talking about people that are going back to the church. The music is gone. And then they get up, they do all that shouting, and then they sit. And then the heart is, can you speak to something? Because this is our temple. I heard you talk about that.
Absolutely. It's the mantra for my company. That's why I call it Fit Temple. because we know our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, and we like to categorize that into things that we shouldn't do, but we don't widen that thing into that that some people would say gluttony is a sin. Yeah. You know, but it's what we put into our mouths is probably one of the things that show that we are not disciplined enough. You know, we do all of this stuff. We understand how to be disciplined when it pertains to this behavior, and disciplined when it pertains to that behavior. But when it comes to that food piece, you know, we're proud that we eat a lot. We say, oh, they can eat. Oh, they can eat, or so-and-so can eat. Or oh man, you know, how many plates you gonna have on this day, this holiday. And that's okay in moderation. But every single day, eating processed foods, deep fried foods, food that high in sodium, it's literally killing you. There's a nutritionist that put it to me like this: everything you eat is either making you healthier or sicker. Anything that you ingest, whether that's food or drink, is either making you healthier or sicker. And that's how drastic the choice is. You know, for most of us, food is social, it's fun, you know, and it's actually, there's the dopamine is released. You know, it's like a drug when you bite into that cheeseburger and it's cheese and meat and the French fry and it's salty and it's goodness. You know, it rushes to your head. It's like, oh, this is so good. And it's actually a high. You get high. It's a food high. But it also puts you down and you're like, oh, man. And it makes you tired. And it takes a long time for your body to digest those meats and those processed foods. They like to stick into your body. And that's why you get tired, because your body is now using all of its energy to try to get all of that food out, all of it out. And now you're tired. You're spent. And so now that leads to not being non-active. To cycles, a deadly cycle.
And especially in this pandemic,
mm-hmm.
I saw one picture that one family put a lock on the refrigerator, because when they would go buy it, they would always open it.
It had nothing to do, not even hungry, just let me get something to eat.
Yeah. But I pray that we I know we've gotten so much information from you today. Matter of fact, is Michelle still there?
No, she's upstairs.
Okay. We'll make sure we put your the name of your business out there. Actually, would you verbally say it for us, and then we can share that?
Absolutely. So I offer semi-private training up to 4 people, and we making sure that we do in person. The semi-private is in person. I offer that 3 times a week, and if people want to, and I also offer virtual sessions right now. 3 times a week, and those are in the evening. So the semi-private is in the mornings, 5:30 in the morning.
Jesus. I don't want that one. No. Oh, wait a minute. But Bishop said meet God early in the morning. Maybe he was talking about maybe 8 o'clock or so. Okay.
I'm also going to be offering, as soon as I have to get some kind. I don't have my brick and mortar just yet, but I'm working some negotiations out to make sure I can get the facilities. I'm going to be having some around midday as well, 5:30, and then midday as well. But I also, a lot of my clients love right now are the virtual sessions that I have in the evening at 7 o'clock, and I have those on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday morning at 10:15. If you need more information, I'll say, and I can give you, all the information. You can just email fittemplebaltimore@gmail.com. fittemplebaltimore@gmail.com. And I'll also start to post more and more things on social media. We're on Instagram. We're not on Facebook just yet, but we are on Instagram. So you can look for, I think our handle is Temple Fitness Forever. Temple Fitness Forever on Instagram. And you can send us a DM or send us an email, and I can get you started.
Is that forever spelled out, or the number 4 and then ever?
It's spelled out.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Again, I say thank you so very much for sharing that information. It's amazing. Everything that we need is in the body of Christ. We Absolutely. Just need to tap into it. And this is something that I believe will really help all generations, because there are some really children that are overweight. And we
Absolutely.
cannot overlook that. We can't
America,
overlook that.
America is number one in childhood obesity.
Wow.
America is number one. America is number one.
Yeah.
That's not a number one we want to not to be proud of. Yeah, but it takes, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, Mom. That whatever changes that you make, and there's a lot of different kinds of diets out there. People talk about keto and this kind of diet or that kind of diet, or vegetarian, should I be vegan, and all this kind of diet. Whatever diet, any diet will work as long as you're in a caloric deficit. But pick the diet that works for you, that's sustainable. Don't pick a keto diet where you're getting rid of a lot of carbs and you're not eating a lot of bread if you like sandwiches. It's not sustainable for you. Or if you're a meat eater, don't go on a vegan diet because it's not sustainable for you. You know, it's not something that you're going to do long term. So think long term with whatever kind of diet that you're choosing. Or the better thing is to do nutrient dense, whole foods, caloric deficit. That's the better way to handle it.
Okay.
Keto schmeto. Whatever. You got to be in a caloric deficit. If you overeat, you overeat, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Kira, you good?
Yes, I'm good. And I just want to encourage those out there that if you are starting a new phase in your life, trying to be healthy, and you fall off, it's okay. Like, we're all human, and we're very truthful and real in this broadcast. Like, I was just telling her, before we came on Facebook Live, I just ate a Reese cut. Like, it's okay. It's okay if you don't get it right all the way. As long as you're trying, that's all that matters. And just get a partner that will help encourage you and lift you up as well. And also to those people who use shouting as part of their workout, if you are a wall shouter, that's cheating. You're resting and shouting at the same time. That doesn't count. So
arms and legs.
Arms and legs, move them.
For sure.
And I'm done.
Well, once again, just want to thank you so very much, Darien, for taking time from your schedule to join us and to share with the world what it means to be healthy and to pursue that. We pursue the holiness of God. This is a part of the holiness of God, the spiritual, the natural, the body, all of that, the soul. We're going to tap into that as well. Just let me do a rundown real quick of just some of the topics. We just had the spiritual part with Archbishop Ralph Dennis, and then of course his son here, as he called you, his baby boy, Darien Dennis, talking about the health piece. Now we're going to also talk about bullying, cooking, parenting, special needs children, breast cancer, fashion, trauma in our lives, trauma to our bodies, what we do to relax, relaxation, our sensual and sexual selves, marriage, good, bad, and indifferent, because there are some good marriages that people can share some hope, encouragement, and inspiration. And there are those that didn't have a good marriage and can share some information as well. Loving yourself. Oh my goodness, that's a good one. Loving yourself, because when you love yourself, you're going to try to be healthy. You're definitely going to be trying to be healthy. Sex trafficking, we're going to talk about that. Prison experiences, mental health, our finances, and we're going to pull in veterans, Black, white, Hispanics, all cultures, all people, all ages, all of that. And that's what I love about this Project 365. We're going to pull everybody in. You may not like some of the things that are said, but you know, we love you. So we're only going to bring the best to you, and know that this is not a platform for bullying. It's not a platform for shade. It's not a platform for intimidation. It's God's platform, and we're here to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration. All right. And as I usually close out, guess who we're going to have tomorrow? I'm not going to tell you. Just wait and see. Okay. I love you. I thank you again, Darien. Thank you, Takira.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Love you.
Thank you.
Amen. Look, I think I'm in church. I just said amen. Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. See you.
Bye, guys.
See you.